Kanaka and welcome to Close Up. This week we take a closer look at the re-establishment of the Public Works Department, or the PWD. This marks a significant change in Fiji's approach to managing public infrastructure. Once replaced by the Fiji Roads Authority, the PWD has been revived with a focus on rural development. But is this move in the best interest of Fiji? This and more coming up in the next half hour. Once Fiji's main department for infrastructure projects, the PWD was phased out in favor of a more centralized Fiji Roads Authority.
The re-establishment of the Public Works Department remains a priority.
Now the government has announced that PWD will be brought back to focus on rural infrastructure, while FRA will handle larger projects. The Minister for Public Works, Filipe Tusawau, says discussions are ongoing about how the Fiji Roads Authority and the Public Works Department will coexist.
The re-establishment of the Public Works Department remains a priority, and this is strategically driven by the incoming Permanent Secretary. The Ministry has taken some proactive measures in purchasing necessary machines as part of the $5 million allocated for the financial year, and this has gone through the tender boards. The dismantling of the PWD by the Fiji First Government is a national disaster of major proportions. Government facilities have deteriorated in the last 16 years under Fiji First. Just go around the country and look at the PWD depots, government quarters, hospitals and others. PWD teams used to man the CWM hospital, government house and parliament on a 24-hour basis. Just imagine. And you dismantle that. This was taken away by you. The Department of Government Buildings and Architects have completed a draft National Building Code, which will undergo further consultations with some key agencies. The department continues to service the ministry and government in terms of scoping, drawing and costing of new government buildings and maintenance. We have also initiated meetings with the Ministry of Health regarding CWM, and plans are in place to immediately start upgrading within the next 2 to 3 weeks. The coalition government is doing its best. We are undergoing as a matter of priority a scoping, Honorable Speaker Sir, of the rural bridges and roads in terms of looking at a mix of financing from the regular budget, and also there have been positive discussions with development partners in terms of progressing that as a project itself. Given the ongoing challenges faced by our villagers and the need to ensure rural life remains attractive, rural infrastructure upgrades remain a high priority for the coalition government. In terms of the employment they've spoken about, most of the movement overseas, they started it with the labor schemes. And now they're complaining about it. And when it was initiated, it was meant for those who are farmers in the villages. But unfortunately, there were some skilled Fijians who went in that scheme. So that is an area which is currently being addressed. The new board of FRA was appointed in April 2023, and they immediately identified systems and governance breakdowns and a huge cash flow crisis that was crippling FRA. FRA had fully utilized its 2022-23 budget allocation within 5 months by December 31st, 2022, without any capital expenditure funds for the remaining 7 months. The board had literally no capital funds to operate since its appointment. This was worsened by huge FRA arrears owing to contractors. Apart from the extensive damage caused by delayed maintenance in the road infrastructure in the whole country, contractors, suppliers, key services providers had not been paid when we came in since January 2023. Some workers had to be laid off. This cash flow crisis had a significant impact on the delivery of services by FRA, with mounting public complaints and outcry due to the continuing deterioration of road systems.
The former Minister for Infrastructure, Tsono Samati, says Fiji needs PWD to work after its re-establishment.
First of all, the government of the day has the right to do what it wants to do, and in this case, a lot of them campaigned about re-establishing the Public Works Department, and they have re-established it. So we had a different opinion. During our time, we thought to take things out of government, to take a lot of operational activities out of government, keep the policy and regulatory bits in. That's why we established the FRA. But now that they've decided, they have to make sure that it works. But I think the big challenge for them will be to get the machinery in, to get the work process in place, and to have the right caliber of people. We've lost a lot of skilled workers overseas. So I'm hoping that I want them to succeed, because Fiji needs them to succeed. They had better succeed. They need to succeed if this is the choice that government does. But it has to be very careful that they do not repeat the mistakes of the past. FRA needs to remain, because it does with the large projects. And I think if the government decided that they will, I was worried that they were going to get rid of FRA, because when I was listening to some of the things they were saying during the campaign, that's what they hinted we were going to get, and I thought that was a big mistake. Now that they want to limit them to, I think, the repairing of government buildings and quarters, but I've heard that even the civil service, Ministry of Civil Service, might not be giving them jobs. If that's the case, maybe there's an issue about quality. Are people satisfied with the quality that is coming out? Which is a function of a lot of other things. A function of budget, function of existing expertise. Those are the issues they have to fix. Government has made that decision to re-establish Public Works Department. Fiji needs it to be successful, because we don't want taxpayers' funds wasted. Those funds must be used in the benefit. If this is what government believes is the best way to do it, then they must make it work. They must make it work for the benefit of the people of this country. This government has decided that what they're going to do is that a lot of services in the rural areas will be done by the Public Works Department. So there are some advantages to that. There are also some disadvantages. So they'll just have to make sure that it works. Because, as you know, in the past, Public Works Department did not have a good reputation. In terms of, there were some of the issues that I had as Minister in the Public Works in terms of the qualifications of the auditors, because some of the things that happened during that time. It was poor governance issues and things around that. But the Public Works Department for this country has always been a source of good tradespeople in the past. But in order for you to produce, they had a good apprenticeship program. Under that apprenticeship program, they produced a lot of good skilled workers. But you can't have a good apprenticeship program if you don't have the skilled workers in place so that new people come in and learn under them. That class of workers is no longer there. A lot of them have gone out to the private sector. So in order for you to be able to do that, first of all, you have to replace your current workers, the good tradespeople, to have them in place so that you can train the new workers coming in. That is going to be a huge challenge for them.